Today we're going to be making my favourite recipe of all time. It's my Malteser Rocky Road. This is so easy to make and it only uses 6 ingredients. All you'll need for our chocolatey creations is 140 grams of salted butter, 300 grams of milk or caramel chocolate, 4 teaspoons of golden syrup, 150 grams of digestive biscuits, 150 grams of mini marshmallows, and the secret ingredient, 200 grams of Maltesers. We're going to start by melting our milk chocolate in a large saucepan on a medium heat. So I'm going to pop that straight in there and stir it gently. Now I can see that's starting to melt, so I'm simply going to combine that with my butter. Then I'm going to stir until completely melted. Then I'm simply going to stir in my golden syrup. Next, I'm simply going to break up my digestive biscuits into small chunks and add them into my melted chocolate. Feel free to do this with your hands as well, guys. So I've roughly crushed those up and I'm simply going to pop them in and give it a stir. Then I'm going to pop this off the heat. But don't worry, guys, I assure you this is a heat-proof surface, so don't worry about me ruining the kitchen. Next, I'm simply going to add in our Maltesers and our mini marshmallows. I'm going to stir in our Maltesers first. Whoops! And it's really important that you add your marshmallows last, guys. This is only because otherwise they'll start to melt. And even though that is delicious, you know, we do still want it to be quite chewy when you bite into the Rocky Road. So just a quick tip there. Right, that looks amazing. So now we can add our marshmallows. And you don't want to press them down too much, otherwise they will just dissolve into our mixture. So I'm going to keep folding those in. Really seems like it just wants to jump out of this pan. Then guys, there is one final secret ingredient that I personally really like to add, and that is glacé cherries, just because I absolutely love the taste and just gives it that added texture. So I'm going to quickly pop those in. And then I'm just going to spread those around roughly. I know it may not look too appealing right now, but it's going to look great in a moment, trust me. Then I'm simply going to pour our mixture into an 8x8 baking tin lined with baking parchment or with butter, whatever your preference. And for those of you wondering how I get this quite flat around the inside edges, what I do is I simply grab another 8x8 baking tin and I just press that down so it sticks to the side. I also find it quite helpful to line the tin with butter anyway before I put in the baking parchment. May sound counterintuitive, I know, but I just find it stays in place so well after doing that. Next, I'm simply going to pour my mixture into the tin. Ooh, excuse me, this is really heavy. Whoop. It's just like one big chocolatey mass. Oh my God. Wow, my family are going to love me. Not that they don't already love me. And then I'm simply going to flatten this down. Then I'm going to top with a few more marshmallows and just scatter those around evenly, press them down gently. I also find this is really good if any of your marshmallows have melted while you've been folding them into your mixture, because again, it just adds to the texture. This final part is entirely optional, but I personally feel like it gives it such a professional finish. So I'm simply going to drizzle some melted white chocolate over the top of my Rocky Road, and then I'm going to top with a dusting of icing sugar. So I'm going to do that now and just drizzle my white chocolate over the top. And then follow that along the other way too. And then sprinkle some icing sugar over the top. And we're done. Finally, we're going to pop this in the fridge for at least 4 hours to set, and then we're going to come back and devour it. Et voila, we have our finished Rocky Road. Don't they look amazing? It's just worth noting I have dusted them with icing sugar again. I find this is such a lovely way to present them. They just look incredible, don't they? The moment of truth. Let's see how good these taste. There is a reason these are my favorite desserts of all time. Honestly, I'm not just saying this, these are the absolute best. I love these so much. Once you make these, you're not gonna go back to any other Rocky Road recipe, I promise you. But if you do, please comment the recipe in the description because I would love to make those. So sadly, that's all for today. But if you've enjoyed today's video, then don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'd really appreciate if you could comment your favorite recipe in the description and then I can make them. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.